swear there are places in this world where the air feels wrong. Where shadows move even when nothing's there. Where footsteps echo not behind you, but beside you. Some call them cursed. Others say they're portal between the living and the dead. You can visit them. You can walk their halls, touch their walls, breathe their air. But you might not leave the same. Because in these places, the past isn't gone, it's waiting. Watching. Listening. And sometimes it follows you home. From haunted forests and forgotten asylums to ghost cities frozen in time. Today we look at 20 scariest places to visit around the world. So turn down the lights. Lock your doors. And whatever you do, don't look behind you. Before we start, kindly subscribe to our channel. 1. The Tower of London, England. For nearly 1,000 years, the Tower of London has stood as a symbol of power, mystery, and bloodshed. Once a royal palace, later a prison, and even a place of torture and execution, it's said to be haunted by the ghosts of those who met their tragic ends within its walls. Visitors claim to hear the cries of Anne Boleyn, executed by Henry VIII, her spirit wandering near the chapel where she was laid to rest. Guards have reported cold chills and shadowy figures roaming the corridors. 2. Aokigahara Forest, Japan. Also known as the Sea of Trees, Aokigahara lies at the base of Mount Fuji. This dense, eerily silent forest has a dark reputation as one of the most haunted places on Earth. Due to its tragic history as a site where many have taken their own lives, locals believe the forest is filled with restless spirits. The thick trees and moss-covered ground swallow sound, even the wind barely passes through. Many who wander in describe an overwhelming sense of dread and disorientation, as if the forest itself is alive. 3. The Catacombs of Paris, France. Beneath the romantic streets of Paris lies a chilling labyrinth holding the remains of over 6 million souls. The Paris catacombs stretch for miles, a silent underground world lined with neatly stacked skulls and bones. Originally created to solve the city's overflowing cemeteries, the tunnels have become a haunting reminder of mortality. Visitors and explorers have reported hearing whispers, footsteps echoing in the dark, and the feeling of being watched. Few dare to go too deep, fearing they might never find their way out. 4. Poveglia Island, Italy. Just off the coast of Venice lies Poveglia, an island with a terrifying history. Once a quarantine zone for plague victims and later an asylum for the mentally ill, it's said that over 100,000 people died here. The soil itself is rumored to be mixed with human ash. Locals refuse to go near it, claiming to hear screams and see ghostly figures near the crumbling buildings. Many consider Poveglia the most haunted island in the world, a place cursed by centuries of suffering. 5. Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum. Located in West Virginia, this asylum opened in the mid-1800s to house 250 patients but eventually held over 2,000. The overcrowded conditions, experimental treatments, and tragic deaths left behind an atmosphere of anguish and unrest. Paranormal investigators have recorded screams, slamming doors, and apparitions wandering the halls. Visitors often describe sudden drops in temperature and the feeling of invisible hands brushing against them. 6. Pripyat, Ukraine. The ghost city of Pripyat, abandoned after the Chernobyl disaster in 1986, stands frozen in time. Homes, schools, and amusement parks remain eerily intact, slowly being reclaimed by nature. The silence is overwhelming, broken only by the wind whistling through decaying buildings. Many visitors report an unsettling feeling, as though the city remembers what happened. Pripyat isn't just a ruin, it's a haunting monument to human tragedy and the invisible horror of radiation. 7. Bangalore Fort, India. Often called the most haunted place in India, Bangalore Fort is wrapped in legends of curses and lost souls. According to local lore, a sorcerer once cursed the fort and all who lived there after being rejected by a princess. Since then, the site has been abandoned, and entry is forbidden after sunset. Visitors report hearing mysterious voices, strange lights, and the feeling of being followed through the ancient ruins. Even the Indian government has posted warnings at its entrance. 8. The Stanley Hotel, USA. Overlooking the Colorado Rockies, the Stanley Hotel inspired Stephen King's The Shining, and for good reason. Guests have reported hearing piano music in empty rooms, seeing ghostly figures in hallways, and lights flickering with no explanation. Room 217 is particularly notorious, the same room where King had the nightmare that sparked his iconic novel. The hotel embraces its haunted reputation, offering ghost tours for those brave enough to explore its dark corners. 9. Edinburgh Castle, Scotland. One of Scotland's most iconic landmarks is also one of its most haunted. Edinburgh Castle sits atop an ancient volcanic rock, a site of countless battles, sieges, and executions. Visitors have reported apparitions of soldiers, prisoners, and even a headless drummer boy. Underground vaults and dungeons add to its chilling atmosphere, where ghost hunters often record unexplainable sounds. The castle's dark past lingers in every stone. 10. The Ancient Ram Inn, England. Built in the 12th century, this old inn in Gloucestershire is said to be one of the most haunted buildings in Britain. Its history includes witch trials, pagan rituals, and even alleged sacrifices. The owner claims to have been thrown from his bed by unseen forces, and guests often flee in terror after a single night. Paranormal experts believe the inn sits on an ancient pagan burial ground, which might explain the dark energy that fills the place. 11. Eastern State Penitentiary, USA. Once one of the most advanced prisons in the world, Eastern State Penitentiary in Philadelphia is now a crumbling monument to despair. Inmates were kept in isolation, driving many to madness. Today, the prison is a hotspot for paranormal activity. Shadowy figures, echoing footsteps, and ghostly whispers have been documented by countless visitors. Its Gothic halls are a chilling reminder of the human cost of punishment. 12. Monte Cristo Homestead, Australia. Known as Australia's most haunted house, the Monte Cristo Homestead is a mansion of tragedy. Built in the 19th century, it has seen murders, mysterious deaths, and heartbreak. Visitors report flickering lights, ghostly figures on balconies, and an eerie sense of being watched. The spirit of the original owner, who rarely left the house after her husband's death, is said to still wander its halls. 13. Château de Brissac, France. This grand castle hides a gruesome secret. The ghost of the Green Lady, a noblewoman murdered by her husband after being caught in an affair, is said to haunt its halls. Guests claim to see her in a green dress, her face distorted and hollow where her eyes should be. At night, the castle echoes with whispers and cries that send chills down visitors' spines. 14. Leap Castle, Ireland. Leap Castle has a long and bloody history. Known as one of the most haunted castles in the world, it was home to betrayal, imprisonment, and murder. The infamous, Bloody Chapel, earned its name when one brother killed another during Mass. The castle's most terrifying spirit, known as the Elemental, is said to appear as a dark, rotting figure with the stench of death. Even the bravest ghost hunters have fled in fear. 15. The Island of the Dolls, Mexico. Deep in the canals of Xochimilco near Mexico City lies an island covered in thousands of hanging dolls, decaying, headless, and eerily staring. Legend says the caretaker began hanging dolls to appease the spirit of a drowned girl. After his mysterious death, locals claimed his ghost joined hers. The dolls move in the wind, their glass eyes following you wherever you go. It's a place where even daylight feels haunted. 16. Old Changi Hospital, Singapore. Once used as a military hospital during World War II, Old Changi has a dark past filled with torture and suffering. Locals believe the spirits of prisoners and soldiers still linger. Visitors report screams echoing through the corridors and shadowy figures appearing in photographs. Even the bravest thrill-seekers admit the atmosphere is unbearably heavy. 17. Banff Springs Hotel, Canada. This grand hotel in the Canadian Rockies is known as the Castle of the Rockies, but it hides unsettling tales. Guests have seen a bride still wearing her wedding gown, wandering the staircase where she died. Others claim to have met a ghostly bellhop who disappears before their eyes. Despite its beauty, Banff Springs has an undeniable air of the supernatural. 18. St. Augustine Lighthouse, USA. Built in the 1800s, this lighthouse in Florida has a tragic past. The keeper's daughters died during construction, and their laughter is still heard echoing through the tower. Visitors report cold spots, disembodied voices, and figures looking out from the top when no one is there. It's one of America's most haunted lighthouses, a place where history refuses to fade. 19. The Myrtles Plantation, USA. Located in Louisiana, this plantation is built on a burial ground and has witnessed centuries of tragedy. The most famous spirit is Chloe, a slave girl who was hanged after poisoning her master's family. Guests claim to see her ghostly figure wearing a green turban, and photographs often capture mysterious shapes in the background. The Myrtles is often called one of America's most haunted homes. 20. Humberstone and Lenoria, Chile. These two abandoned mining towns in the Atacama Desert are surrounded by ghost stories. Once thriving communities, they were deserted decades ago, but many claim the miners never left. Visitors report seeing figures moving in the distance and hearing faint whispers on the wind. The eerie silence of the desert makes the experience even more chilling. Thanks for watching. Kindly subscribe. See you in the next video.